Welcome to episode 103 of the Awkward Tapes, a podcast where awkward friends have awkward conversations about awkward things. We got Presley back.
Hey, Presley returns.
So let's just roll into it and give us a thought.
After when I was off on leave, climbing indoor, Mount Indoor,
Okay.
I had a thought.
Okay.
I was thinking about history and just what it means to be in this world, and so I had a thought.
You can share it now.
So I thought the youngest picture of you is also the oldest picture of you.
Oh.
Ah.
Whoa!
Oh my gosh!
That was real.
That was like Disney Channel acting.
That was actually good though.
You remember when they
Laugh
took
tracks.
the laugh tracks, obviously, but they took like the wand and they would draw out the Disney
Disney
thing.
logo?
Yeah.
My name's Selena Gomez, and this is Disney Channel.
Right. This is Dylan and Cole Sprouts, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Dun dun dun.
And they would never actually draw it. They would just like
No.
wave it
Yeah, they
around,
just kinda
and
do
then they
whatever.
just appeared.
I mean, they just plopped in from some green screen. They're just like, do something.
You know, yeah.
That thought, though, that's
good.
It's not a bad thought.
one
I
of the
bet you've
best
never
ones
had
we've
it.
Wait a
in a
minute.
while.
How
Thanks.
old?
And
So-
no, thanks.
How old / young is Andy?
Oh, I was six.
And he was 2.
5 or 6? 6.
You were 6. The turtle was
1.
36?
and a half.
Yeah.
In
Andy was
is
old.
that turtle years?
Yeah. I don't know how old Andy was. I don't know.
Are
Hey.
you okay? You look a little tired, buddy.
Oh, a little bit. I didn't get much sleep.
Well,
You know, it's kind of like offensive too. You look
Yeah.
horrible.
It is.
man, you look like crap. You all right? You getting enough
You look
sleep?
tired.
Good to have you back.
Thanks.
Did you enjoy that?
I was actually never gone. You just didn't know it.
You're just standing right there
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah.
What if?
Oh, well.
I just stared at them.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, everyone.
I hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear the music?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Appreciate
AC's
you
still
guys
going.
coming
too.
back. We're going to be doing a little something different today. A little improv game. So, yeah.
Game.
Thank you for... No, that's the outro. Prepare yourself for a session of awkwardness. It's the same thing. There's just more words. All right. We're going to be doing the improv game today. So I guess we've never played this. I've never played this. There's going to be a statement that is said in the beginning, and then the next person will have to say yes and continue on with the conversation, and then so on and so forth. The first person that breaks loses that round. But if it goes like too long and we're just so good at it, we'll stop and we'll start it all over again.
It's like
That's-
an improv. It's like an improv conversation or an improvisation.
Good job, Blake. Don't praise them.
Big words. Michael
praise
Scott.
Evan, you want to start us out?
Blake.
You have to give us a statement, and then you start with the yes and.
Oh, we're going this
Why don't
way.
we go
You.
clockwise?
What?
Him?
Well, this is good. We'll just do
Let's
it this
just
go clockwise.
All right, so I just have to give a statement.
A statement.
Am I going after him?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
I don't like clockwise. It's
This guy.
but we're gonna okay. It's fine.
right.
We'll do counter
So, we went into Publix and we bought a couple donuts.
and balloons. Oh wait. Well,
You already screwed it up.
Yes and.
yes, and balloons.
You want to restart?
That
That was a trial round.
I have to come up with something else. Okay.
Was that based on a true story?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not really. Kind of.
He asked if I
Almost.
wanted cake.
I did text Zach when we were in Publix if he wanted cake.
Yes, and
So I just watched an elephant give birth.
yes, and I accidentally watched 2 animals.
Careful.
Okay. No, maybe
let's go
Bro,
go the other way.
bro. That's the first thing.
I could see it in your eyes. You were like, oh no.
No.
What did I just
When I
say?
start, I couldn't save it.
I know you grew up on a farm, but man, we don't need it.
So we'll start with Evan and go to Zach.
Okay. Give me just a second, man. Okay.
I mean, I wasn't gonna fail. I just shouldn't complete it.
That was awesome.
You're welcome. Gotta hit herself.
So Evan, you start and then we'll go to Zach.
I told you it should be clockwise. Clockwise.
I just saw a man smoke helium out of a balloon.
Yeah, and what was really weird is that he didn't have any pants on either.
No, but yeah, and
no, but-
yeah, but what was really weird was like he made sure to like wear a hat, like one of those berets, you know, like
Yes, and for some reason he had a tattoo of Elvis below his groin.
Oh,
Yes, and he also had Janet Jackson looking above him.
Yeah, but he also had Justin Timberlake, kind of exposing him.
well, the thing about Justin Timberlake is
Nope.
that I think he was very uncomfortable.
Nope. The game is called Yes and.
Well, yes, and I think Justin Timberlake was very uncomfortable. So, gotta give him credit.
well, yes, and like is comfort like really important or anything? Like when you're like and like you're on stage, and like you're performing, like you might be uncomfortable, but like if everyone's uncomfortable, then you're comfortable.
Yes, and I heard that Donald Trump was giving birth to a Vietnamese man.
Yes, and I got to watch.
Yes, and I heard that man is King Jong-un.
Yes, and I think that was what inspired the movie The Interview.
Yes, and let's get political. Like
I
discombobulated him.
You did.
Yes, and I would really like to see Donald Trump and Joe Biden go at it in a boxing ring.
Yes, and I'd like to watch them.
Is this an animal situation?
Leighton's like, and I'd really like to write a
come on.
fanfic about it.
Do some new jujitsu moves.
Yeah.
In boxing.
Yeah.
boxing.
Yeah, and I'd really like for that not to happen.
Yes, and I would also really like for this conversation to end.
Yes. And in a much more real sense, I would love it if this never ended.
Yes, and I also agree. So that's why, Leighton, you should add to this conversation.
Yes, and I will by talking about something other than animals, Joe Biden, or moves of any kind, and I will redirect the conversation to a young turtle who loves cheese.
Yeah. So did you hear about Steve Irwin?
Yeah, and the thing is that turtles with cheese are they really domesticated enough to be able to handle cheese? You know what I mean?
Yes, and you also have to consider, like, are you domesticated enough to like?
Zach, are you potty trained?
Because hear me out. I mean, turtles are like pretty cool, and they're reliable. They'll always be there for you. They are reliable. They're a reliable little pet.
Yes, and I would like to add that isn't Crush from Nemo just the Snoop Dogg of the sea?
Oh,
Yes, because he is on drugs.
Yes, because he's really wanting to ride the wave.
Oh.
Yeah, I think him and Marlon kind of had a thing going.
They were doing
Yeah.
jujitsu moves.
and they started a martial arts academy.
What?
What were you hoping for?
I don't
I
know.
was hoping he'd get discombobulated.
Oh.
Yes, and I heard Dory's short-term memory loss is because of Marlon.
Yes, and that's because Ellen played Dory as a voiceover.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and because of people like you, Ellen got canceled.
All right, that's it. That's the end.
What on earth? Okay, can we set some parameters?
Yeah, no
Let
more
her-
animals.
No more.
Animals.
No more
What?
animals.
I'm gonna purposely bring up animals.
That's just gonna come up naturally. I feel
yeah,
like.
it is.
Yeah, no more animals. That's like
Okay.
the most. You can't use any of these words.
Let's set some parameters. Like what are some, like, pick 3 subjects or topics that we have to work in at some point in time.
Oh, set the parameters like.
Oh,
before we
you mean
even
like
start.
add rules? Okay.
Add some ideas to bounce off of. Let's see.
We're gonna talk about like artistry.
Okay, artistry.
Artistry.
Leave that up
Like
to it.
painting?
Leave it up to
Yeah, like Bob
interpretation
Ross
Oh God. Okay.
or music.
or music, just
Okay.
artists.
So
in general.
Some sort of
artistry?
art.
It has to be an art. of some
Artistry.
kind.
I'm gonna add your
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, and I'm gonna add your favorite piece of furniture.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, that could. Okay.
We got it. I kind of want to write these down, but no, I won't.
Zach, you started out.
Oh man. Okay. So what was really crazy this week is that Van Gogh mailed me his other ear.
Yes. And you forgot to include that he also FedExed over a portrait of Kermit the Frog.
Yes, and Kermit the Frog saw that, and he actually shipped me a cucumber for some reason.
What? You did not enunciate that enough, my dog.
He shipped me a cucumber.
It's a p sound.
Yeah.
He put me a cucumber.
Oh no!
This episode has gone to shit.
Start over.
Yes.
Start over.
No, I got
Like,
one.
can you fix the wall?
Yes. And he beat the devil out of the cucumber.
Okay. No, we're starting new
Can you
here.
beat the devil out of that wall?
Got it.
Thank you.
You just got to shimmy.
Okay, start over. Start over.
Okay, we're starting. Okay.
What on earth?
All right. I'll start. You know, I'll start with something simple. You know, I just got some more ducks to add to our collection.
Oh yes, and what's great is that some of those ducks actually just got out of jail.
Yes, and they're also in rehab right now because I think this little elephant here got himself a little too much energy drinks.
Yeah, rehab for energy drinks. Okay.
Yes, and I heard he was drinking too much Bang Energies.
Yes, and I heard that when you like rub your chest, it helps you like think.
Yes. And I also heard that makes people very uncomfortable.
Yeah, but you also got to consider rubbing your nipples is what makes the whole experience.
Too far.
Yes, and too far.
Yes, and too far. My bad.
Yes, and let's go away from what the bald man just said.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm sorry I even came close to talking about
Thank
something
you.
that was a little risky. I should have said rub your bald head to help you think better.
Oh, we're just going off of that? Okay. So, yes, and I hear that when you do that, it's easier for your brain to collect knowledge.
Yes, and as a bald man myself, it also really helps my thought process and thinking and just overall creating funnier moments.
Yes!
And
Sorry, viewers.
I've
Listeners.
also thought to myself when I was a child that the reason bald people were bald was because they had so much going on in their mind that it actually burnt off all their hair from the heat of just constantly having your gears going.
Yeah, but if you think about the smartest people in the world, let's think of Albert Einstein, and let's think of Stephen Hawking. They weren't bald.
So maybe
Yes, and.
Oh, yes, and
What is
so
that?
like maybe it's the opposite to where there's not a lot. Oh, and yes, and maybe it's
Double down.
because double down, yes, and triple and quadruple because maybe there's not enough blood circulation, which means they're not smart. They're idiots because they're not getting enough blood flow, and that's damaging the hair follicles because it doesn't have enough hair and blood.
Yes.
And.
And no.
well, no.
No, yes, and.
Well,
actually.
yes and no, but yes and
Yeah.
no, yes, no.
Well,
yes.
yes.
I have an extra. I
See what I'm
I
talking
don't.
about, guys?
I can't.
Zach
I,
lost.
see,
Zach
I
lost.
I almost said something. I definitely
Stop
shouldn't.
rubbing your head.
It's the only thing I can do. Get out in the shower. Stop lathering yourself.
He lathers himself.
The whole time he's just.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a nervous tick.
All your hair rubbed off from friction. 'Cause
You're gonna catch your head on fire.
Oh my gosh, dude.
all right,
Okay.
can I
Still
start
going
it?
with this?
Can I
This
start
is-
it? I love this.
Go
I
ahead.
that you
hope
do.
you find this as entertaining as we do. Oh,
I don't
Here.
know how to describe this. This is.
right.
I've been
Yeah.
Where do
enjoying
I
this,
go?
actually.
Okay. Okay.
Then again, I haven't messed up quite yet.
Okay.
Real soon.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Hey,
Okay.
I was watching Deadpool the other day, and there was this scene where he just like where he just like went into a school and started reading like Dr. Seuss.
Yes, and I heard when he was reading it, he couldn't help but just bust out a rap.
Yes, because it's got a little cat in the hat with some eggs and green ham. Yo.
Yes, and I hear that he's a big fan of the Lorax.
Yes, and I believe that's what's inspired him to actually kill the villain in that said movie.
Yes, and did you hear that the Lorax actually died in Atlanta recently?
Wow.
Yes, I did, as well as
Man.
many other
Yes, and.
heroes. I did. Well, I
Oh, he
actually said
did.
that. Yeah, you just need to pay more attention. Yes, and sorry for the interruption, but I did hear that, and a lot of many more heroes have actually passed away recently.
Yep. Yes, and unfortunately, Crunk was one of them. He had a great voice, and he died,
Oh,
and it was sad.
Yes. And did you guys see Emperor's New Groove?
Yes, and it was great. I also, just as a side note, really, really hope Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh dies. So
Yes. And honestly, is Winnie the Pooh like? Have you ever thought about if that's a boy or a girl?
yes, and it's non-binary.
It's your turn.
Oh,
I think
yes, and I always called it Weenie the Pooh.
Weenie.
Like
So
a-
that would mean
Yes.
male.
And you are immature that way.
Oh yes, and
He wasn't rubbing his head, so he wasn't ready.
yeah, yes, and I also think that if they played Quidditch in that show, it'd be a lot more interesting.
Yes, and you actually can play Quidditch now from our brand new person that isn't going to sponsor us, Hogwarts Legacy.
You can't play Quidditch in that game.
You can't.
Did you hear? Did you hear about the off-brand Cabbage Patch Kids called Quidditch Patch Kids?
You didn't do it.
Yes, and
Yes, and no, I haven't, but that sounds like a good time.
Yes, and I bet that it's so fun that it will make me just want to stop doing anything for a whole week.
Yes, and did you also see Chris styled his hair to look like a Cabbage Patch Kid?
Yes, and he's also dead.
yes, and the funeral will be held soon, where
When
his casket will be the size of the Green Giant.
Yes, and I actually got to drive by his house the other day and take a picture of his car, and I know he really likes that.
Yes, and it brought me great joy seeing the fear and panic brought to his face by the local white man stalking him.
Yes, and I think we're all gonna miss that part of our lives, but who knows? Maybe we can do it when Easy gets a little older.
Yes, and I hope that we can. Well, that's his kid
Yeah,
for Leighton, who doesn't know.
he has a kid.
And I really will miss just like breaking into their house in middle of the day, going through their house, helping myself to a taco, going into their bedroom, just taking a picture just of me smiling. I hope that it brings them a lot of joy.
Yes, and on the bright side, Leighton can use Chris's shoes as full body outfit now.
Yes, and I've also been using it for other things, like a yarmulke hat on Tuesdays
Oh.
to honor the third day of the week to keep it holy.
Tuesdays is the second day of the week. Please continue.
It's really the third.
It's the
Oh, I
thing.
guess it is, isn't it? Anyway,
Just we'll see
Sunday
Sundays
is
the
the
start of
first
the
day of the
week.
week.
I always forget that. What? Monday is always the start of the week. Like,
It's the start of the work week,
Nowadays.
but Sunday's the start of the. it's the
well,
first
yeah,
day
I
of
know
the
that.
week.
That's what I'm saying. I always forget. Like Monday for me is like, oh, that's the
All
start
right,
of the
somebody
week.
lost.
Okay, not me. Oh my gosh.
Leighton.
I always forget.
This is an interesting game.
Let's.
I kind of want to
already
see.
said mine.
Should it be just us three? Since we're three still in it.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a little elimination?
Okay.
Illuminati?
Did I not say
Illuminatiation?
Oh, I don't know what happened.
No,
Well,
you,
you
did I
did,
say?
but
you
then
started laughing and kind of killed it.
Oh,
like,
Well, plus,
like he killed
not-
Chris.
we have been a little gracious to you.
thanks.
You're welcome. I love you.
We have what?
Been a little gracious.
A podcast.
I'm
Okay.
joking.
We have been a podcast before.
So press, or I'll start.
yeah, you start.
Ours three. I can't believe Taco Bell started Hold on. What's the word?
Does that mean he's out?
Started.
Selling.
Thank you. I can't believe Taco Bell started selling pizza.
Yeah, and what's crazy is that they got rid of Pizza Hut and then they came out with their own pizza. Like, man, they're just going all crazy with their business.
Yes. And
Louder.
The people need to hear you, Presley.
And if you think about it, isn't Taco Bell not really Mexican food?
Yes.
It's American. Well,
and
sorry.
it's fast food Mexican food.
Yes, and I mean, when you think about it, people aren't going there for the true, like, authentic Mexican food. People are going there to have diarrhea at 3 a.m.
Yes. And if you think about it, all the food really is just the same. It's just in different form factors. It's just different combinations of the different ingredients that they have to offer.
Yes, and I would argue that's all of Mexican food.
Yes, and I agree with you on that. There are many different ways to do it, but, you know, like, you have a taco, you know, the same core ingredients as a burrito, the same core ingredients as maybe some quesadillas and whatnot. You know, you just kind of flip it and turn it and make it in a different direction.
Yes.
Exactly.
And Leighton was a big lover of the Sonic cheese before he unfortunately passed away.
Yes, and I don't know what that has to do with anything, but Sonic Pretzel's pretty good.
Yes, and, you know, they are pretty good, but I want to focus on Leighton dying here. The funeral will be held this Thursday, you know, the 6th day of the week, according to Zach. And, you know, I'm just really... Yes, and oh my gosh, you're here!
Yes, and I'm ready to be done with this game.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, that was fun.
here's what we'll end on. A couple episodes ago, we were like, hey, it feels like it's been a while since we all just talked. What have you been up to the past couple weeks?
What I have been up to the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I've been-
Especially since you haven't been on in a couple episodes.
Well, as I previously stated, I went to a foreign country and I climbed a mountain.
Okay.
At the top of the mountain, I sat there for a while and just kind of thought to myself, Presley, what do you want in this life?
Yeah.
And what I want in this life is for more than anything,
Oh my god.
just try
feel
to
like we're still playing the
channel
game.
my energy
just make it
in
up
a way that I can like use it like a light switch, you know?
Okay.
Like
what do you
like
mean?
if I just turn my personality on, at the same time we turn on that camera, and at the same time we turn on the audio recording, I could just have unlimited content. I could be there for that little puppy right there. How was your
dog?
anyway,
Well,
how's-
I don't understand
how
what
was
you've
your
been up
week?
to the past.
Presley said
that's what I've been
everything
thinking
except
about.
the question.
That's what I've been
Yeah.
thinking about.
Useless nonsense?
Yes.
So
Wow.
basically what your Presley thoughts.
What more do you expect?
I mean, you're right. Yeah.
Dang.
Sorry.
You asked what I was thinking about, and
Well, no,
then,
I asked what
you
you've been
know,
up to.
Well, that's what I've been up to. Is
Just
thinking.
Okay, well, fair enough, I guess. But,
I've just been working, man. You know,
well, that's what we said in the last, or not last, couple
everybody else
episodes.
has just been working.
Every day is the same day.
Yeah.
Every day is the same day, and the weekend lasts about 5 minutes.
Yep.
And it ticks me off.
We're going to blink in just a couple minutes. It's
And
gonna be
then
Monday
it's just
morning.
Monday morning. Beep
Yep.
beep. I'm at my desk.
Yep.
Is that what your alarm sounds like?
No.
That's really annoying. Why do we have the annoying alarm sounds that we do?
It's because, yeah, Apple makes really bad ringtones. Actually, a lot of the Android ones are actually pretty good. But ours like, that literally spikes my blood pressure
yeah.
every time
When
I hear it.
why do people use it as like a text tone in public?
Yep.
It's bad.
That's terrible.
I'm gonna go off on somebody one of these days when they just like we're all at a fancy restaurant and just
I feel like my anxiety just increases.
I know.
Like it just sends waves.
Well, since I wasn't here, how do y'all feel about the weekend?
It's fun. I mean, he's a good artist, so.
that was a funny joke.
That was a joke.
That was funny.
But it doesn't answer my question.
The weekend is nice to take a chill pill, but also it just makes Monday worse.
Yeah, yes and no. Like I feel like if you have something you're looking forward to going into, like if you're in a
That's
job you
rare.
like, it is. But I think that says a lot about your life.
If you're looking forward to the weekend?
If you look forward to the weekend all the time, like, I don't think the week is the problem.
Well, some people don't have a job that they like, you know, and that's you spend more time with your coworkers than you do your wife.
Yep. That's factual.
It actually is.
People have heard of you people. Have you guys have you guys
Ewans.
heard of you ever worked in a workplace where you have like a work wife essentially?
Nope.
What?
Yeah, you do.
Nope.
No. Not at all. I've heard of other people having
You
that.
might as well switch religions because you take care of a lot of people.
What?
Well,
I think we need to end this episode.
I agree.
I want to know what you mean by that.
I just want to put him on the spot.
switch religions because I take care of a lot of people. I don't
What?
even want to know what you mean. I'm just gonna end it.
even know what
Thank
I
you
mean.
guys for
Let's
appreciate
get
you guys.
political.
Appreciate you guys coming back.
Religious.
So
Biden. I hope you guys could keep up with what went on in this one. I didn't. Appreciate you guys. Love you, Zach. Rub your head,
Oh.
and we're done. Thank you for joining us for a session. Backwards.